Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
I like Thursdays because it's pie day. Garlo drops all the pies up into the pie warmer. I don't eat the pies because I'm tapering at the moment.
Okay.
But I like the smell. Just hang around for the smell. And also, your podcast that you do with your good friend, forensic psychologist Anita McGregor drops today. Double A Chattery.
A couple of months ago, we spoke to my best friend from my school days. She's a through line in my life. Is that the word? Melanie. We've loved Barry Manilow together. We travel together. It's everything. It was New Year's Eve where her daughter Jess, who's 29, I think, 31, something like that. She went for a blood test. She'd been overseas, wasn't feeling so great. She'd come back. She had a blood test. She was in full renal failure. Absolute full renal failure. So the solution was a transplant, a kidney transplant, and Melanie said that she would be the donor. We spoke to Melanie and Jess before their surgery, and we spoke to them, the episode drops today, how they're going since their surgery. It's interesting that Mel had huge fear, they both did, of surgery. And as Melanie said, and she'd been told about this, is that it's not a normal thing to have an operation to remove a healthy organ. So there's some psychological stuff that goes with that. But when it's for your child, well, she said she didn't question it. No.
Yeah. So I said, when they said she's in renal failure and she'll have to go on dialysis and her best hope is a transplant, then I said, pick me. So then we then started the process of doing that.
And that's not an easy process either. I mean, it's a detailed process, isn't it?
It's a detailed process and extremely thorough. So it's a great way to get a complete grease and oil change.
The lengths you've gone to for a cheapo health check. So when we first spoke to them, I didn't want to lean into, Anita and I didn't want to ask them about how terrified they were at the idea of it. But Melanie's very thorough. She had a hip replacement a couple of years ago, and I've had one too, but I asked no questions. I didn't care, just do it. She asked a million questions. She wanted to know a million things about the surgery. That's how she deals with her fear. And Jess also had a lot of fears beforehand.
I think it was more so the fear of the unknown. I think for me personally, the surgery was the biggest thing because I'd never had a surgery in my life and this is a pretty big surgery. So naturally, I was absolutely freaking out. But the way that the renal teams and the coordinators handle all of this is great. They ask or request you to go and see a psychiatrist. They have a renal psych on team as well. You can go see a private psych in the lead up to your surgeries to make sure that you're as grounded as you can be. So I went to 4 or 5 sessions to make sure that I was okay because my personal struggle was dealing with the actual surgery. I didn't really care too much about the aftermath or anything because in my head, the immediate thing was the surgery. So I needed to kind of get that fear out of the way. And now that I look back on it, easiest thing I've done.
And you don't think of that, do you, really? You just think, kidney transplant, it happens. But there's a whole bunch of psychologists that can help you out through this if you're going through this right now.
Or through anything. We're so lucky to live in a country where this stuff is offered to you. And they helped her narrow down, okay, let's look at this. What is your fear? Let's work on that. Mm-hmm. And she went in as prepared as she possibly could be with all the tools she needed to get through it. And Melanie said the same thing. She went in with huge fear and she said it's the easiest procedure she'd ever had. And if she had a spare kidney that she could spare, she'd do this for a stranger because she said, really, there's nothing to it.
Wow.
And and Jess's health improved instantly. So you felt better than you had been the previous year?
Probably the previous 5 years. I'd just been masking how I felt. I realized I felt quite mediocre for the last 5 years, probably since I was like 25, 26. And within a week, I was like, I get it. Like, I'm full of energy. My skin completely cleared up. My eyes were white as anything. And I was like, I'm good to go. I feel amazing.
So that's great.
Well, she had high blood pressure. That's what happened. She didn't have a kidney disease. She had high blood pressure, and that was destroying her organs, and particularly her kidney, which had stopped working pretty much. And she wasn't aware of any of this. A young woman, she thought, I don't feel well, I feel whatever. That's what being young and going out is about. So her big message is, if you're not well, get yourself checked.
Double A Chattery, it drops today, Thursday. Check it out where you get your podcast from, iHeartRadio, for example.